Hey everybody, it's Tim Van Orden coming to you from the Escarpment Trail in the Catskills of New York. This coming weekend, they're holding the Escarpment Trail Run, one of the toughest trail races anywhere. This thing is crazy. I did it last year for the first time. I've been avoiding it for many years now because it's so dangerous, but when I turned 50, the RD talked me into doing it to see if I could go after the record. Anyway, I filmed the steepest climb in the race up Blackhead Mountain a few days ago, so I'm going to post that and link it right here so you can check that out. And right now I'm going to film the last few miles of the race, which, even though they're mostly downhill, are probably the hardest in the whole race. You've already run about 16 miles, and you've got 2 treacherous miles to go. You've got about 10,000 feet of elevation change already in your legs. And this is just brutal. You're jumping off rock faces, you're running along cliff edges. Sometimes you don't even know it. Coming out backwards on the course to get to this point today, I saw how often in the woods you're on a 30-foot cliff. And going in race direction, you can't see that. So you're motoring along. You could trip on a rock or a root and just go right off. But coming in the opposite direction, you actually get to see how dangerous much of the course is. So I'm going to film it going in this direction, and yeah, it's sketchy. So I'll see you in the race if you're doing it. Bye. Start out in a nice easy section to lure you into thinking this is an easy race. Alright, here's where the fun begins. Let's see if I can actually film this. Alright, this is a near vertical, about 4-foot drop. Lots of leaves and slippery things to catch you. Here we come to Badman's Cave. This is probably a 50-foot descent with lots of 3-foot drops. Keep in mind you're racing over this. Here's probably a 4-foot drop. Tiny bit of uphill. There's a nice drop off there. It's probably 30 feet down. So we're running along that here. And there, straight down next to the trail. This is all a hidden cliff edge right here, about 12 inches from the trail's edge. Here we have probably a 25-foot drop with a bunch of 2 to 3 foot stairs, but if you miss one, you're going to drop quite a bit. This one's tricky. There's a lot of different ways to pick your path down, and at race speed, it's hard to know. That's what it looks like. Now you've got wet feet as you descend this area here, which is pretty steep. Drop. I think this is pretty steep here. This probably drops about 30-40 feet with lots of 2-foot drops. And then this is slick with a few holds in it. And that is a 3-foot drop, easy. And keep in mind that when you get to this point in the race, your legs are exhausted. So trying to lift up and navigate all these little obstacles becomes more and more difficult. And coming up out of the big cliffs, which you approach when your legs are the weakest, you're the most wobbly, you have the least amount of sugar in your system, and the cliffs generally have tourists on them, so they're kind of crowded and there's not a lot of room to get through. So it's pretty scary. Oh. Bless you. All right, we'll get you guys on camera.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, have fun.
Don't break it up.
Yeah, or a neck. There's a several 100-foot drop. And right here is now a very narrow section with a several 100-foot drop looking over at Massachusetts and the Hudson Valley. This is my favorite part of the race. You look at this rock right here and you just want to run straight across, but there is nothing there. So I jumped across that, not realizing that it was straight over a cliff last time, because you can't see it until you're flying over it. There's the trail. Anyway, it's kind of sketchy. And then here, you're around this corner, and you're 2 feet away from a several 100-foot drop. And right here you are 10 inches. And right here you are right on the edge. Again, with tired feet and technical terrain. And, last year in race mode, I didn't even see it. Right here still, just like 4 feet away, but there's a few trees to catch you maybe. And right here you got about a 30-foot drop next to the, no, that's maybe a 15-foot drop there. But still, 15 feet can break your neck. It's about a 3-foot drop. And you can see what we are just going across there. So if you're at all tired or wobbly, the end of this race is incredibly dangerous. Someone fell off the crack that I showed you a little while ago. They went through that a few years ago and they lived, but they were hurt pretty badly. I think they bounced and landed on a ledge. And right here, it's probably a 40 or 50-foot drop, and the trail is 1.5 feet wide, and it's hard to see, but there's a ledge maybe 15 foot down, and then another one 40 feet down. And right here, you're jumping over a hole that drops 40 feet. Again, here you got to duck under this tree, and there's a 20-foot drop on your left. fun section. This is probably a 4-foot drop. And this is maybe a 25 to 30 foot descent. Pretty tricky, lots of roots. Kind of hidden by the leaves, they're hard to see. And here I'm looking at slick rock in front of me. I don't think that's a good choice. Or here. Ooh. Let's just show you what that looks like. Ooh, this is sketchy. It's all conglomerate. Looks like concrete, but it's made by glaciers. Hi. Oh, giant conglomerate slabs hanging above the trail. There's a 3-foot drop. Wait. Oof. Here's a 4-foot drop with a little step in it, but you'll be running so you won't get that step. So lots of ledges like that. Challenge with this race is that you have to look up to make sure you're on the course, but you have to also be constantly looking down to make sure you're not tripping. So it's easy to get lost because your head's down most of the time. It's only maybe a 15-foot drop, but it's pretty rocky, rooty, and steep. Here's a good 3-footer. Ooh. And we're coming back out to the cliffs again. So a couple 100-foot drop. Hudson Valley. There's the Hudson over there. And here's the trail. So here you're probably 10, 12 feet away from the edge. And so it feels a little comfier. Oh, I spoke too soon. I spoke much too soon. At least there are trees down there, and it's probably only a 30-foot drop to the first ledge. here's a fun one. Actually, I guess you can go this way. Oh, this is the trail. All right. Okay. Oof. Ooh, bunch of 2 and 3 footers. Okay, that's a 5-foot drop. Let's go over here. That's a 15-foot drop. Here's a 3. Ooh. My legs are getting beat up from doing this, and I'm not even going hard, nor have I got 16 miles of mountain running in me. Smell the campground. I think I'm close. And just before you get to the finish, you have one final cliff edge. That's probably 35 feet. Oh! And I can see the light of day. That's the finish up ahead. And boom, here we are. You've just crossed the finish line. That is so much sketchier at a slower speed than it is in the race, because you're just full of adrenaline and you're hyper focused. But going slowly, I was a lot more cautious, and I can't imagine myself racing over that terrain. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure if this was such a good idea. This is near vertical, 4 foot drop. Lots of leaves, some things catch you. Here we go to bad ends. This is probably a 50-foot descent with lots of 3-foot drops. You might be racing for this. Here's a probably 4-foot drop. Nice drop out there. 5 feet down. So we're going here. There. Straight down is the trail. This is all hidden. Look at it right here. No, just it. Here we have probably a 25-foot drop. A bunch of 2 to 3 foot stairs between this one and you can drop like that. This one's tricky. There's a lot of different ways to get your path down at low speed. It's hard to know. That's what it looks like. You got wet feet as you descend here. She's pretty steep. Good drop. This is pretty steep here. This probably drops at 34 feet. Close it. 2-foot drops. And this is like a few holes in it. And then a 3-foot drop easy. Keep in mind, when you get this one race, your legs are exhausted. So try to lift up and navigate these obstacles to the water and come up by the cliffs, which you approach when your legs are weakest. Your legs are weakest, you might be sugar and closer to your torso, so you're going to who's not going to get through. So it's pretty scary. Bless you. All right, get you guys on camera. Nice, have fun. Yeah, right neck. There's someone for drop. Right here. Oh, right now. Just someone for drop. You're going to That's This is your favorite part of the race. You look at this hover here, and you just want to straight across it. There it is. Nothing there. Oh, sorry, I jumped across that. Not realizing that it was straight over the cliff. You can't see it, so it's all over. There's a trail. And it's nice. And then you run this one. And you're 2 feet away from someone for drop. And here you are. 10 inches. Right here you are. Right on the edge. And the entire feet. And the last year, anyway, so I didn't see it. But yourself, so 40 miles, you just catch me. So here you got that 30-foot drop. Next to that, that's like a 15-foot drop there. But still, 15 feet right there. There's that 50-foot drop. You can see what here. Just going across there. So if you feel tired or wobbly, in this race, there's going to be things. Someone fell off the crack that showed you live. They were 3 years ago, he lived, but a river valley. And he landed absolutely on the ledge. And right here, it's about 40 feet drop, and the trail is 1.5 wide, and it's hard to see, but there's a ledge of 15 feet down, and then 40 feet down, and right here, jump over a hole that drops 20 feet. Get here, you got this tree, there's one dropping left. The section is a 4 drop. This is maybe about 25 to 30%. Be careful with the roots. Got to hit these first thing. And here, I'm going to snip off for me. That's the chips. Here. Got to show you that side. Just get yourself longer. It's like concrete between the bushes. Right. the slabs. Hang low, straight up. Just take a drop, please. Here's a 4-foot drop. We'll step it. Nice and good step. That's there. That's just like that. Sure, space, you have to look up to make sure it goes. You have to also constantly look down to make sure it's straight. So it's easy to lost. You should have to down. So maybe 15-foot drop width. Pretty steep. Here's a 3-foot. Go. And we come back to the stand. So a couple 9-foot drop. That's the valley. There's that over there. And just turn on. So here you're probably 10, 12 feet from the edge. And so it feels a little bit here. That's what you sound. That's what you sound. These are trees down there. It's probably 3-foot drop to the first edge. Here's fun. Here's fishing. Here's fun. Oh, this is the trail. Okay, one shot. 2 or 3 fresh. Okay, that's a 5-foot drop. Over here. That's a 4-foot drop. It's 3. Let's get the upper rings. And then we're going to work. This thing has not running. So keep on close. And just before we get to the finish of one final cliff edge, that's probably 30, 35 feet. Oh! See what I did? It's finished there.